Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. This week I'm in Provo, Utah. I'm up Provo Canyon to film the Nesta from Espin. So the canyon's got this beautiful waterfall called Bridevale Falls. There's a trail that goes from the city up to the falls and then beyond to a place called Vivian Park. So anyway, if you're looking for a foldable step-through bike that's pretty much ready to go right out of the box, it comes 95% assembled. This is a good option. It's also power-packed and it's not a lot of weight, so it should have some pretty awesome hill climbing ability as well. But I'm jumping ahead in the review. I gotta kick it off with the speed test, so that's what I'll do first. The bike has a 750 watt nominal, 1000 watt peak motor, and that's powered by a 48 volt, 10.5 amp hour Samsung battery that can be removed with the 2 keys they give you, has a battery level readout, an on-off switch, and takes 6 hours for recharge. There's 5 pedal assist levels. They say the top level can take a rider up to 25 miles per hour. I'm gonna show you how fast each one of the 5 levels can go, starting off with level 1. Pedal assist 1 is 10, 2 is 14, 3 is 17, 4 is 18, and 5 is also 18. And now it's time to see how long it takes to hit that top speed. This is the acceleration test. Now the bike does weigh 65 pounds and can carry a rider up to 275 pounds. There's a thumb throttle on the left side, so I'm gonna do 2 tests, one on pedal assist 5 and one with just the throttle. I do have a full charge on the bike, so here we go. Okay, this is pedal assist first on level 5, and I do have one of the 5 battery bars missing. See how fast it gets up and goes. Ooh, that is, man, that gets up really nice. That's like a quarter of a revolution, and that power comes on, and there's 20. That might be the fastest acceleration I've seen for a bike in this price range. That is fantastic. Now this is straight throttle. Here we go. Ooh, that is also very quick. I think pedal assist was just a little bit more powerful, but there's 20. You like a quick start off the line, you will like this. It's time for the first range test. The Nesta has a range rating of 20 to 40 miles. For this test, just nice and easy riding, not a lot of stops. Gonna see how far I can take it. I've lost my first battery bar and I've gone 2.26 miles. Got my camera plugged in, so let me tell you a little bit about the bike as I'm on the range test. Starting off with the design and the look, it actually comes in 2 colors, gray and blue. And as I mentioned earlier, it's 95% assembled, so pretty much ready to go right out of the box. And it comes with a front and rear rack. Now the rear rack has a weight capacity of 66 pounds and the front of 22 pounds. As far as the frame, this is a step-through bike, has a 17-inch frame, so very easy to mount and dismount. The frame folds in half, the handlebars lower, and they fold down where they meet the frame, and the pedals even collapse, and it gets pretty small, down to 35 by 20 by 33 inches. I've lost 2 battery bars and I've gone 5.55 miles. Moving on to stability, feel, comfort, all that good stuff. The bike has a rider size rating of 5'2" up to 6'4". It's not really a big frame. It has an 18-inch reach, a 15-inch standover height, and a 68-inch length. I know some of you like a smaller frame that's easy to manage and handle. This is definitely one if you're able to do that. I've lost 3 battery bars and I've gone 8.58 miles. Well, diving into the cockpit, starting off with the handlebars, that is a good length for the size of the frame. It's got ergonomic grips, which I do like, kind of bigger wing tipped, and fairly comfortable too, and they're textured and also locked into place. There's 2 screws on each side. On the right, there's an S-Ride thumb shifter, and it's below the grip, which I prefer. Going down, I can do about 2 gears with 1 push. Coming back up is 1 at a time, and you do use your thumb for that as well, and that is very fast. Coming up, there's a Velo saddle with suspension. It's a little bit of a larger, kind of a flatter saddle, as you would expect for, you know, a bike that gives you this type of posture. It's actually a pretty nice feeling saddle. Next, it has 20 by 4-inch all-terrain fat tires. I'll talk more about those in the off-road section. And it also has a front fork with 100 millimeters of travel, which you can lock out. I'll also give you a demo later on how that handles some rougher terrain. Down to the last battery bar, and I've gone 15.5 miles. I'm gonna run you through the pedal assist. I'm on gear 8, pedal assist level 1. I've got to be about about 60 RPM, feeling a lot of resistance in the cranks. Pedal assist level 2, I'm just about to my normal cadence of 70 RPM. Pedal assist 3, there's my cadence. The bike is doing pretty much all the work. Gonna jump up to pedal assist 5, going 92 miles an hour if I stop pedaling. Cuts off pretty quick. I can't really tell exactly when it did. Probably about a half a revolution. Going 15, re-engaging. There's 2. Just over 2 revolutions on gear 8 until the power comes back on. With the throttle going 13 miles an hour, there's a lot of play in the throttle before the power comes on. And then cruising 14, if I release it, instantly cuts out, re-engage. Ooh, there's about a second before it comes back on. So you do have a little bit of a longer delay with the throttle and the pedal assist with this bike. So this is the type of bike where I can still feel some resistance. I got it on pedal assist 5, gear 8. And I can still, I don't have to pedal that much faster above my regular cadence to feel some resistance. If you want a little bit of a workout, just increase it by 4 or 5 revolutions and you got yourself a little bit of a burn. I lost my first battery bar and I've gone 2.46 miles. So that first bar doesn't last very long. The others make up for it, but just don't get too nervous when that first bar goes pretty quick. 2 batteries gone and I've hit 5.43 miles. I'm down to 2 battery bars and I've gone 10.33 miles. Down to my last battery bar and I've hit 17.64 miles. That was amazing. Okay guys, the second range test is over and I'm baffled again. I actually got a longer range with a lot more elevation with this test. So for the first range, I got 17.63 miles with 520 feet elevation gain. With this one, I got 19.81 miles with 1,513 feet elevation gain. Sticking on the first range test, if I would have kept on going until the bike actually died, which I don't like to do because that can damage the battery, but if I did, I probably could have got around 25 miles. Okay guys, I found a really beautiful road that just goes up Provo Canyon. Anyway, I want to talk about how it handles off-road. Now you probably would have guessed you don't want to take this on super hard terrain. This is a nice flat trail. There are some rocky sections, and when I hit those rocky sections, the front wheel just kind of bounces around a little bit. The stability is not the best. I'm going about 10 to 15 miles an hour, and that's about how fast the shocks can handle it. Now the fat tires are kicking butt. Got really good traction actually, and so no complaints there. You want to avoid steeper sections. It is difficult to climb. As I pull up on the handlebars, that front wheel pops up, so the flatter the trail, the better. But honestly, I'm pretty impressed with how well it's doing. These types of bikes, you never know how well they're gonna do off-road. They don't look like a type of bike that you would take for exploring, but you can. Most of you, I think, would probably buy this for city commuting or just paved trails, but if you do get the bug to get up in the hills or the mountains, it definitely has that ability to go off-road. There's no hill rating for the Nesta, but the motor produces 85 Newton meters of torque. Okay, gonna start the climb right away. This is, again, 2 blocks long, close to 20%, well, 18 to 20% grade. I've got 1 battery bar missing in the first gear on pedal assist level 5. Combination of throttle and pedaling. In fact, right now, the bike's doing all the work. I don't have to pedal at all. Going 8 miles an hour. This is the steepest parts. Oh, this is kicking butts. There you go. Wow, that did it. 100% the bike. It's time for a brake test. The bike comes with Zoom hydraulic 160 millimeter disc brakes. The levers also have motor cutoff, which is a nice safety feature. Gonna head down the same hill I just came up with the hill test and show you how well they work. Now, the brakes need to be bled quite badly, so I'm not gonna go super fast on this, but just lightly pressing them. Tiny bit of pulsating, not too bad. A little bit harder. Yeah, they gotta be bled there. It takes a long time to stop. This is the steepest section of the hill. I like the levers though, really nice. They're kind of curved in a way to where it fits 2 of my fingers. So yeah, if they were properly bled, they would be a lot better. Let me run you through the LCD screen and control pad. plus and minus, change the pedal assist levels. The M button, you can hit a couple times to change the different readouts. Double tap the M button, and that gives you access to the advanced menu. Now in the instruction manual, they say that everything is set to the highest level, and so there's a password you have to put in to change those levels, but you have to email the company to get that password. They recommend you don't change anything. So this is, all the settings are just right out of the box. I'm just going to assume and trust that they have set the bike to the highest level. If you hold down the plus button, that is the lights. It does dim the screen a little bit. There's a headlight, but the screw actually vibrated, and I took the light off because it was just kind of dangling there, but there's a headlight right here. I did have it on there about 5 minutes ago. Then the tail light, kind of hard to see, but it is lit up. And then for the walk assist mode, just hold down the minus button. The Nesta is waterproof, has a 1-year warranty, and free shipping in the lower 48. Well, my overall feeling with the Nesta is just how nice it feels. It's just a nice feeling bike. Grips feel nice, it rides nice, but there's no shaking, no vibrating. For a foldable bike, that's pretty impressive. And can handle some off-road riding okay if you go slow. Slow is the key word there. Anyway, if you want to pick it up, I've got the link in the description. Also be sure to check out my website, electricrevolutionreviews.com. There you can find all my reviews sorted by price and capability. Hit that like button before you go, and please subscribe for the latest in electric bike, board, and scooter reviews. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. That's it. That's all I got. I mean, I can sing and dance for you now if you want.